What up, fans of the best sport in the world? Welcome to another video about the latest football transfer news from the summer window. Subscribe to stay up to date and receive news always in real time. With the suffering in the last round of the German championship, and with the Bavarian club winning the competition in the last minutes of the match, it was a consensus between the board and the coaching staff that Bayern needs to act actively in the transfer market in search of improving its squad. We have listed below all the Bayern München targets in this summer 2023 transfer window. Victor Osimhen. Highlight of Napoli in the current season, striker Victor Osimhen is being coveted by several giants of European football. However, according to the German Sky Sports, Osimhen's desire is to transfer to Bayern Munich. The German agency claims that Osimhen would move to Munich immediately if he could. Still, according to Sky Sports, Bayern Munich would be willing to disburse up to €100 million in a weight signing this season. The amounts would surpass Lucas Hernandez's record of €80 million. Jeremy Frimpong. Fullback Jeremy Frimpong, from Bayer Leverkusen and the Dutch national team, is being disputed by three European giants. According to journalist Fabrizio Romano, Manchester United, Bayern and Barcelona are interested in signing the player. Bayern Munich also intend to act quickly to sign Frimpong. Everything depends on the situation of João Cancelo, loaned by City to the Bavarians, who can leave the club early. The European press reports that the leaders of the Bavarians had a meeting with the Dutch player's agent to analyze the possibility. Randal Kolo Muani. Bayern Munich, who have started negotiations with Eintracht Frankfurt to sign striker Kolo Muani. The negotiation could revolve around €100 million, according to Sky Sports. According to the first information, the conversations were very positive, but there is still nothing concrete. Declan Rice. In search of a defensive middle that can build the game and give freedom to Joshua Kimmich's sights, Bayern coach Thomas Tuchel sees Declan Rice as the ideal name. English has been speculated in several European giants, and the Bavaria club has moved forward to obtain his signature. Sources in England say that the player will be one of the most expensive Englishmen in history. Dusan Vlahovic. Since Lewandowski's departure, Bayern have been missing a striker with similar characteristics to the Pole. The club tried to use the Senegalese Main in that position, something that did not work out. By the way, Main can already be traded in this window. Bayern have followed Vlahovic since his time at Fiorentina, and now, after a beautiful experience at a giant like Juventus, he could be the right name to fill that gap in the squad. It is worth remembering that Juve paid €80 million in Serbia, and a possible signing in that window is considered a difficult deal. Federico Chiesa. Juventus failed to qualify for the next edition of the UEFA Champions League next season. In this way, the failure can affect the assembly of the roster. With that, Federico Chiesa can have Munich as a destination to play for Bayern. Plate in with. Bayern have competition from Liverpool and Newcastle. The Germans and the Magpies anticipate the arrival of the athlete, taking into account that both will compete in the next edition of the Champions League. The Reds that did not qualify for the next edition of the Champions League are at a disadvantage in the competition. Julian Alvarez. According to the German newspaper Bild, Julian Alvarez, Manchester City striker, and Adrien Rabiot, Juventus midfielder, are the new names mentioned by coach Thomas Tuchel and sporting director of Bayern Munich, Hassan Salihamidzic. The club's main objective is still to find an ideal striker to replace Lewandowski. Frankfurt's Kolo Muani and Napoli's Victor Osimhen would top the list, but Bayern are discussing Alvarez. This season for Manchester City, champions of England, the FA Cup and the Champions League, Alvarez scored 17 goals in 47 appearances. His contract with Guardiola's club runs until 2028, but Bayern have not ruled out buying the player. Adrien Rabiot. In the case of Rabiot, 28, he has a contract with Juventus until June and will not renew. In the current season, the Frenchman made 46 appearances and 11 goals for the Italian club, which caught the attention of Bayern. The player sees a trip to the German giant as positive, and the club sees him as a good reinforcement for the midfield, not to mention the financial issue, since it would not need to disburse millions of euros to have the player. Now, with the end of the European season decreed after the UEFA Champions League final, clubs that want to be protagonists and compete for the main titles next season will have to start acting more aggressively in the market. In your opinion, with these reinforcements, will Bayern have a team capable of winning continental tournaments? Leave your opinion in the comments.